The following is an Ellwood City Sports production. Hi there, Ellwood City sports fans. Welcome into Sims Lanes here in Beaver Falls, PA, as we bring you live coverage of WPIBL High School Bowling. It's boys and girls as the Ellwood City Wolverines take on the Montour Spartans. Brad Windhorse here for Ellwood City Sports alongside my dad. It's a makeshift setup here tonight, but we do have things rolling along. We're about ready to do senior night. As you see on the screen, it is senior night here for the Wolverines. We've got two of them as they will kind of roll right through our screen eventually here in a couple seconds. Starting us off tonight will be the Ethan Stoker. Ethan's been on the team for 1 year. The parents that are escorting him tonight are Megan Stoker. His hobbies and interests are gaming and bowling. And plans after high school, he wants to attend Slippery Rock University, The Rock, for math and education. A man to my heart. Math and education, that's where I went. So I'll have to be doing some conversation talks with Ethan Stoker here, one of the seniors for the Wolverines. So glad to get them on camera there. Clark Studios is also here, so we've got a little bit of everything, including a couple school board members as well as Mr. John Sovich as well. So we've got everybody here. The second senior tonight is Mr. Adam Zakelli. Adam has been on the team for 1 year, being escorted by Colleen Johnston. His hobbies and interests are bowling, skating, and building computers. Another tech-savvy situation. His plans after high school are to go into the workforce. Once again, Mr. Adam Zakelli. So there are our two seniors here for the Ellwood bowling team as they get their bowling pin. Nice little shot on camera. Clark Studios is here. We do have the entire teams for both boys and girls. They'll be on lanes 5, 6, 7, and 8 tonight as we get ready to get underway. So, folks, we'll take one little time out here as we kind of collect our things here, and then we'll come back. You're watching Ellwood City Sports, about ready to get underway for the senior night, Ellwood City versus Montour Spartans. The following is an Ellwood City Sports production.
Two to the right. Quick pass out there to Dom Ho. He gets up to 50-yard lines. He's got blockers down. He goes, makes a man miss. He's got the first down. Does a little wiggle all the way. He's still on his feet. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! Hand off to Partridge. Tucks it in the left hand. He's up the left side, and he's going to go all the way. At the 10, the 5, touchdown! 4th and 15. It's all down to this. Back to pass. Give and chase. Throws it out there, and he's hit. He's short of the line again. He's short of the line again.
With the free kick. Nice header by Keystone Oaks. But taken there by Huth.
Shot on net.
And it's a goal!
Puts it up, and down it goes. That's the game! Playoff win for the Wolverines. Inbound to Caleb serving. Yes! It's gone! Shoots it. It's over! The boy is over! The Wolverines win!
Side field, chasing his left fielder. It's going to go all the way out of the ballpark. A home run. Contact there, deep, sending back the center fielder up to the fence line. A base hit there for Lucarelli. She will turn and go to third on the triple. Hi there once again, Ellwood City sports fans. Welcome back into Sims Lanes here in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, right down on Route 19 here. Brad Windhorst for Ellwood City Sports as we bring you live coverage of today's matchup of WPIBL. Got to get used to that. High school bowling, as it is the Ellwood City Wolverines taking on the Montour High School Spartans. This is match number 8 between these two teams. Well, I shouldn't say between the two teams, but match number 8 there for Ellwood City on the season as the boys come into play 5-2, looking to maintain that second spot in the standings and possibly make team playoffs. On the flip side, the girls are 0-7, but they are making headway as they continue to do some really good things as we have our first bowlers up to the line, about ready to get underway. Once again, you can catch all the action on our website, www.ecwolverines.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole works, folks. You can check us out, Ellwood City Sports. So on your screens, we'll put up the boys' standings so far on the season. There is Blackhawk. The Cougars are 7-0 and pretty much can wrap things up in section play. We still have a decent amount of matches still to go as both teams or all teams play home and away. But we're at that point where you can kind of see the teams that are going and coming and going, basically. And Ellwood City boys are sitting there at 5-2. For the girls, as we check on them, Montour Spartans are at the top. Blackhawks sitting there at 6-1. Ellwood City sitting there at 0-7, but they have done some really good things as a group. They're bowling only 4 members for the girls, but either way, they make things happen throughout each and every match. So again, folks, Ellwood City Sports on the coverage tonight. We do appreciate you guys tuning in. A brief start here at 3:30 in the afternoon from Sims Lanes as we got lanes 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we do have on the screen, if you look at the screen on the left there, that is Ellwood City boys scores. We'll try to get you exact numbers and totals as they progress. So it goes lane 5, Montour, then Ellwood, which the screen is just reacting to right now. Lane 7, which is directly in front of us to the right here, that is Montour's screen. And then lane 8, the final side to the right, that is Ellwood's scores. So that's what you're going to keep tabs on as we try to progress through today's match. Folks, we're trying this for the very first time. We do appreciate you guys tuning in once again. we already got ideas for next time, as we have a really good crowd tonight. Yes, it is senior night. We've got school board members here. We have Mr. Sovich right to my right, who came in and watched senior festivities, as we have the two seniors, Ethan Stoker as well as Adam Zakelli. We're going to call it Glasses and Wig Out Night. They got the wigs out and the glasses out for both gentlemen. A little props there to both seniors for both teams, as we are almost through one frame for all members. Early start here for the girls, straight across the board, sevens, and then at the top or at the bottom here, Charlotte comes through. And that is Charlotte Eller. Comes through with the lone strike here for the Wolverines, so a good start there by Charlotte Eller. Talking about Ellwood bowling. Well, Ellwood bowling has been around a decent amount in the past couple of years. It goes all the way back to the 70s even. There have been a couple times where Ellwood bowling has lost interest, kind of gone defunct and then debunked and then came back. There was a big push back in 2016, but got to give credit to the coaches and the individuals, the kids that are involved. There's a lot of involvement there to make this happen. Make this happen in 25-26 school year, and we're back in action, and these games all do count. So what are they part of? They were part of what's called the WPIBL. Very similar to WPIAL, but with a little bit of a twist. Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Bowling League. So very similar concept, very similar organization, just a little bit of different things, just because the sport obviously is a little bit different than your conventional high school sports. And WPIBL has been around since like the 70s, mid-1970s. There's been some really good dominant teams in the past there, and we know from Lawrence County Sports Network and James Dotson's crew, we know Newcastle has had a really good force the past couple of years, and it's great to see another Lawrence County team up and coming here with Ellwood City. Talking about Ellwood City, they did have a club in the past, and now we are actually an official team. So that is nice to see that these games all do truly count. Again, the boys sitting there at 5-2, the girls 0-7, but as we continue to go through, we'll talk about some individual stats and averages. There are a lot of things that the WPIBL brings to the table and to the forefront. That includes MVPs, leaderboards, averages, and that's what helps kind of determine individuals that go to regionals, states, districts, the whole works. So there is that. For Ellwood boys, bowling in the past, they've won championships. The last one was 2011. They had a good string there 4 years in a row, 2011, 10, 9, and 8. So from 2011 all the way back to 2008, they had a lot of championships there. And then all the way back, this is going way back, all the way back to actually when my dad was just graduating from high school at Ellwood, 1977 and 1976, they won championships back then. So pretty neat to see that. On the girls' side, they have very similar stats. 2011, a championship, 2009, 2008, 2002, 2001, 91, and 1977. So something was going on in 1977 for Ellwood bowling, winning boys and girls championships. So some pretty good stuff there for Ellwood bowling. All right, let's talk about these two rosters in front of you folks. The one that we'll talk about easily on the right side here are the girls. Going there for Ellwood City. At the top there, you've got Lily Marthins. She will be followed by Chloe DeSerbo. After that will be Haley Hardisky. And then following up and being the anchor in that group for the girls is Charlotte Eller. So averages across the board. You got Lily sitting there at 71, Haley with 97, Chloe with 103. Charlotte is the anchor of this team here, and she'll be sitting at the bottom with an average score of 192 per game. And her highest series was a 648, and her highest game was 256, so some good numbers there. As a team, they're averaging right around 443 pins per match or per game or per frame. And of those 3 games played together, they're averaging a high right around 1454. So right now, that's Haley Hardisky up for Ellwood City, trying to pick up the spare. She's got one of these splits. Bending, unfortunately, goes a little bit to the left there, but good start here for the Wolverines. Across the board, we see that Chloe DeSerbo went and got a strike as well in the second frame. So they're hanging tight, keeping it close with Montour. On the flip side for the boys, we have going for Ellwood City. Trying to get some names here to match up potentially, if we can. Trying to get some numbers here. Charlotte is bowling there. Gets the strike, so she starts off with back-to-back strikes for the Wolverines on the girls' side of things. Looks like we have, here's the scores now for Ellwood City boys. Starting us off will be Jonathan Main. He'll be at the top there. He'll be followed by Briar McNeely. After Briar McNeely will be Colby Moyer. Adam Zakelli will be sitting there in the fourth spot, and an anchor for the Wolverines is Brendan Allison. Just like Charlotte Eller, who's been averaging 192.6, Brandon Allison's averaging 191.3. So two individuals that the Wolverines are kind of looking at potentially making it to regionals and states, anchoring for both teams. Brendan is high series is a 633. High game was 233. As a group, the team averages 839.3 pins per game, and a high series that they've had this year was 2,613 pins. So sitting there at 5-2 with 39 points in the standings. Boys team looking pretty good for Ellwood City. So we'll try to get some updates on the screen here. Some Montours on their side bowling here. Again, Chloe DeSerbo had a strike in the second frame. Charlotte so far 2 strikes for the Wolverines. If we go and flip over to the boys' side of things, trying to get some results here. It looks like the boys' team may have gone 5 for 5 in a row with no open frames. Yes, John started us off with a strike or a spare, and then Briar, Colby, Adam, and Brendan all got strikes. So really good second frame for Ellwood boys. No open frames on that second frame. Bowling there for Ellwood City. That's Jonathan, I believe, Jonathan Main. Unfortunately missed the pocket hole there as he's trying to get that spin through, that little bit of that hook. I'm trying to regroup here. He's got a couple pins up there. It looks like it's going to be a good opportunity here. He's going to have to fit it right between the 5-hole and pinhole and through. And I believe he did. So a good strike, or sorry, good spare pick up there by Jonathan Main. Not always an easy one to pick up, going straight down the middle. I agree with you guys. It's a little hard to see. So next up for Ellwood City is Briar McNeely. Let's see what he can do here. He's on the 6th lane with the pink ball coming through. Oh, just missed it. He does get 9 pins down, so nice contact there. So he'll get a 9. He has to pick up the spare. And I think it's the 5 pin, actually, I believe. Let's see what Briar can do here. Trying to keep and maintain these frames being closed by Ellwood City. Again, Jonathan Main had a spare, and since then, Briar, Colby, Adam, Brendan in that second frame, all strikes. Here's Briar's second ball. Looks pretty good. It's going to spin right in and hit that pin as the frames continue to stay closed for the Ellwood boys. Right now, halfway through the third frame, they're up 165 to 148. So up after Briar is Colby Moyer. Moyer's averaging about 180 per game. Here's his bowl down that 6th lane. Hits it perfectly. Back-to-back strikes here for Colby Moyer. That score is looking good. In this first frame there, he had a spare. Follows it up with 2 strikes. So as of right now, he's got 20 pins, but we know that number is going up. He'll be looking for the turkey next frame. And folks, if you don't know what a turkey means, well, that's 3 strikes in a row. And if you're hungry like Thad is, you get 4 strikes in a row, that's a ham bone. We'll see if we can get one of those tonight. All right, so let's flip back over to the girls' side of things here. Up now is Chloe DeCerbo. Here's her bowl in lane 8 on the right side of your screen. Looks like she just missed the bend there. She's going to leave a couple here, and she's got a split on that left side, so she's got about 5 pins to go here. She's going to try and hook this from the right side, hit the 5 pin, and smack them through. As we flip back over to the boys' side, Adam Zakelli picking up where everybody left off. A strike followed by Brendan. Allison gets a strike as well. So back-to-back frames for the entire boys' team is closed. No open frames there. 2 spares, and, well, that is 8 strikes as well. So good start for the boys' team for Ellwood City in this first game. As we now see Haley come up for Ellwood City. Once again, that's Haley Hardisky, averaging about 97 pins here for the Lady Wolverines. She toes the line here, picks her position there. Here's the throw. Bending a little bit to the left here. She'll knock down a couple pins here. Let's see what she officially gets. She gets officially 7 here. So she'll look to try to pick up the spare. She's going to have to kind of come in from the right side and hook it to the left of the 5 pin right down the middle and hope and pray that she can hit it a little bit to the left of the 5. Smack that 10 pin all the way to the right side. Let's see what she can do here. Oh, that looks promising. Oh, just missed it a little bit. She hooked it right at the last second there. Just missed it just a tad bit. Not bad. She does get her 8 for that frame there. Girls are sitting there pretty evenly matched here right now. 109 and 111. Montour ahead technically by 2 pins. Ellwood City sitting there at on the boys' side of thing, 254 to 210. 2 frames for all boys, full. And just like that, we got to get a turkey. Oh, boy. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Charlotte Eller comes through with 3 strikes in a row. She gets the turkey. That goes back to bowling days. We're not going to do a turkey call, but that's what we call the fast action to action right there, folks. 3 strikes in a row, you get a turkey, so you get a gobble, gobble, gobble for Charlotte Eller. As things continue to go through here. Again, these teams will play 3 games. You'll have game number 1, 2, and then 3. If you have the most pins in that game, you earn your team 2 points. So if you win the first game, you get 2 points. If you win the second game, you get another 2 points. Out of those 3 games, you get 2 points. So 3 times 2, folks, you get a total of 6 points. At the end, they'll do the total pins, the overall pins. That counts as 1 point. So the total number of points that you can earn from each match, obviously, is 7 points. That's why if you've been watching all the action on our website and checking out the stats and results, you'll see that it says something like 7-0 or 5-2. That means the team has earned 5 points while the other team has earned only 2. And that determines the win-loss. As we continue to go through, girls are about ready to start the 4th frame. Boys are almost finished with the 3rd frame here. Looking like some pretty decent scores here for Ellwood City on the boys' side of things. So up next for the girls here in lane 7, that's going to be once again Lily Marthens. Last frame, frame 3, she had a spare. Let's see what she can get here. Ball leans a little bit to the right here, coming back a little bit late. Knocks a couple pins there. So it looks like she picked up 3. So she'll have to come in from that right side yet again. And that tends to be the reaction here for most bowlers. I have not seen it yet. I haven't been focused on it yet, but I believe most, if not all, of our bowlers are righties, right-handers here. No southpaws, I believe, for either team, but we'll keep an eye on that. Every once in a while we get caught up with a lefty. For those who are looking at home, Ellwood City is in the blue tops with the 3 strikes across the backside. Montour is in their typical pitch black with the white pinstripe with the M on the front of their jerseys. Always nice and neat to see the different styles of jerseys that all teams wear. Good pickup spare there for the Montour individual, that being Xavier. Getting an update here on the boys matchup. It looks like it's 361 to 283. So Ellwood City boys doing some damage over there. Some high scores so far through 3.5 frames. We got a couple people there at over 60 points, 60 pins. Nice strike pick up there by Judy for Montour. So she went from a spare to a strike. On the flip side for Ellwood City, Chloe DeSerbo there. Looks like she, I believe, gets 2 pins there. She comes through with an 8, sitting there with 37 pins so far. So up next is Haley for Ellwood on the girls' side. On the boys' side, it's down to Breyer. See what Haley does here. Right down through the middle here, see if it'll hold. Bending a little bit to the left there. Not a bad bowl there. I believe that was Breyer coming through there, hitting a couple pins. Gonna leave a split there on the right side with the 10 pin. He's gonna have to split between the 2 pins. Actually, he's got 3 pins left, so he'll have to put a little more oomph behind it, trying to hit those 3 pins. See what they could do here. Second bowl there from Haley, just missed the front pin. We're talking inches, folks, there to get a spare. There comes Breyer coming in hot, a little bit farther to the left than he wanted. Still a good game here going for Breyer, sitting there over 60 points as we get close to the halfway mark of this first game. So next for Ellwood City, that'll be Colby Moyer on the left side of your screen. Good contact there. Gonna leave 1 pin, that's the 7 pin. 7 pin is actually one of the a little bit more easier pins to hit. As Charlotte Eller continues to go, and that's another strike for Charlotte. Move over, Turkey, bring on the ham bone. Somebody's hungry today, getting things rolling. So we go from the turkey to the ham bone. Ham bone, 4 strikes in a row. Good spare pickup there by Diana for Montour. She's got it going as well. She's got 3 spares in a row for Montour. Again, folks, do appreciate Sims Lanes allowing us to do this. They've been around since 1950s. Don't know the exact number, but it's Sims Lanes has been around for over 70 years here in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and the manager and the owner is Dave Fisher. Got to contact him and talk to him for a little bit. He's perfectly fine with everything that we do and appreciates it. So a little shout out and a little appreciation there to Sims Lanes. We'll add him now to our advertisement list going through the sporting seasons. Do appreciate Sims Lanes allowing us to do this, and no charge. Walked us right in, said whatever you need, make it happen. So Dave Fisher once again here down at Sims Lanes. So up next for Ellwood, once again back as bowling goes fast, folks. Chloe DeCerbo's up there, bending, just missed it by a hair. Got the right position, just needs to shift over just a little bit. On the flip side, Brendan there, missing right in the middle. Got one pin that he needs to get to keep that going. Another spare here for, I want to say that was, check that, that was a strike there by Julian for Montour. Nice pickup there by Brendan Allison to get that spare. So far keeping all frames closed is Brendan Allison, kind of the catalyst for this Ellwood boys team. Now sitting there with 109 pins in the early going. Up yet again is Haley Hardisky. This is frame number 5 for Ellwood City. Rolling through. This looks kind of good. Oh, just missed it by an inch or so, but gets a nice first bowl there of 8 pins. So she's going to look to come through and hit the 4 pin and possibly knock over that 7 pin in the back left corner. Haley's going to pick this up, and a nice bowl there for Haley Hardisky. She gets the spare, gets to close one of her frames on this first game. It's a good spare pickup there by Haley. Bowl here from Becca from Montour. Unfortunately, a little bit to the left there. Kind of missed her mark just a tad bit. There we go. We're waiting for it. Two-handed bowl there from, I believe that was Alex for Montour. Sometimes you see the two-handed throw where one hand's over the top or off to the side. I would say more conventional is the one-handed, but every once in a while you get to see those two hands. Better throw here for Becca. Just misses the spare, but a little bit better bowl there than the first one. Oh, the run unfortunately comes to an end for Charlotte. Ball looked good, just a little bit. She hung it out a little bit to the right there and missed that 10 pin. So her run of strikes ends, but she's going to look to pick up the spare here. Comes back through. A little bit of a backward spiral there and gets it done. So close frame still here for Charlotte after 4 strikes in a row. She does get the spare. She's sitting there and rocking a 109 halfway through her game 1. So, folks, we'll take a little bit of a break here. We're halfway through game 1. We'll take a break and come back and get the second part of the first game here. You're watching Ellwood City Sports. Boys and girls action here for bowling from Sims Lanes. All right, folks, welcome back here to Sims Lanes here in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, as we continue live action and coverage here of Ellwood City versus Montour here on senior night. So far, things looking pretty darn good for both teams. You got the boys team looking pretty good, sitting there with a 5:58 so far through about 5.5 frames. Montour sitting there with 4:56. On the girls' side, I tell you what, you got to give credit to Charlotte. She's keeping things close here for Ellwood City. Between Lily, Chloe, Haley, and Charlotte, they're sitting there with a 279 within about 30-some pins. Montour sitting there at 309. Got to give credit to this girls' team for Ellwood City. They're only bowling with 4 members, so unfortunately they're always down by one individual, and that kind of makes a difference. But right now, they're only down by 30 pins, keeping it close here in early going. So now up for Ellwood City, that is Haley once again. Right down through the middle. She gets the strike here. Good bowl by Haley. Actually, that is a spare. Take a moment there. She had a gutter ball her first time, and what a pickup. She gets the spare on the second throw. So a good bounce back there by Haley. Looking to keep pace with her average here of about 97 pins. Up right now for the boys, that's Colby Moyer. Here's his bowl. Coming through, looking to curl in. He hits it perfectly, gets the strike. So nice pickup. Actually, that was a spare as well. So 2 spares in a row for Ellwood City. Charlotte Eller hits her marks, keeps things rolling. So right after she had a spare, she gets a strike. So far, Charlotte, a strike times 4. 9 and a spare, and then another strike. So Charlotte keeping pace with her average. In fact, right now, she's looking to kind of surpass that with that 192.6 pin average. All right, Adam Zakelli for Ellwood City. Got to talk about him. He's got more than the ham bone going. He's got 5 strikes in a row, folks. Going for 6. The two-handed throw. It looks good. He gets it. Talk about 2 turkeys. Stuff from Adam Zakelli. 6 strikes in a row. So 2 turkeys, a ham bone, and everything there for Adam Zakelli and the Wolverines boys team. Sitting there looking pretty good. On the year, Adam Zakelli averaging 175. He's on good pace to surpass that one tonight in this first game. Up next is the anchor, Brandon. Comes through there. I think he takes out 8 pins there. Leaves the 4 pin and the 7. Just got to come in from that right side, hook it in there, get the 4 to knock over the 7. On the opposite side, Lily comes through with an 8 here. She's sitting there at the top spot for Ellwood with 71 pins through 7 frames. Let's see what Brendan does here, see if he can get his spare pick up here. Curls that one through, looking pretty good. Smacks them both down, gets his spare. Chloe for Ellwood's girls team comes through. Comes across that, kind of like that Brooklyn move there. Comes across the front frame there, hits the 5 pin and knocks a couple there. Leaves 3. So she'll be looking to hit that 3 pin, take out the 6 and the 5 pin as well. Second throw for Chloe, unfortunately bending a little bit to the left. Hooked it just a tad bit, so she'll have to be satisfied with a 7 there. She comes in with 61 pins through 7 frames. Again, folks, if you're just joining us here from Sims Lanes Bowling, it goes fast. We're almost through the 7th frame here of game number 1. Up next is Haley for the girls' side. Ball there, unfortunately, just a little bit out from her body to the right there. She'll get 6. She'll have to come through on the right side, hit the 1 pin, and this is going to be a tough one. She's got the split on the back end there. I believe that's the 7-9 pin on that back row. Shout out to the Montour side of things. Keeping pace here. They're sitting in the girls' side, 361 to 336. Keeping that 25 to 30 pin lead. Good ball there. Oh, just no pin action on the back row. So she'll pick up another 2 pins there, gets 8. Haley comes through in the 7th frame, sitting there with 67 pins. Becca bowling here for Montour on the left side of your screen. Fortunately hooked that one, and her expression there kind of shows that she kind of hooked that one, and unfortunately we'll have to wait for another throw later on. Charlotte Eller once again leading the anchor side for Ellwood's girls team. She comes through, and ooh, she's got a split. She's got a nasty split there. She's got the 4 pin and the 9 pin, so she's going to have to come through on that split there. Kind of trying to come through the back door there on the Montour side there. Gets everything, I think, except for 1 pin. Let's see if Charlotte can pick up the spare. She will just have to settle for 1 there, so fortunately for Charlotte, her first open frame comes in the 7th frame here, but she still comes through right now after 7 frames, 157, right around that 192 average. Keeping tabs on the boys' side of things. Ellwood boys sitting there with a 688 to 548. You've got Jonathan Main with a 106. Briar McNeely coming through with a 92 so far. Colby Moyer 117. Adam Zakelli a 140. And Brennan Allison with a 149. Again, folks, Sims lanes here. Bunch of lanes. Over 40 lanes here at Sims lanes. And if you look to your left, look to your right, pretty much every single one is in sight but being used. A lot of times, Sims lanes, what they do is they pretty much book up the entire system. I believe there are 5 schools that officially use Sims lanes as their bowling headquarters. So if you're playing a team, well, that's 2. So you're talking about 10 teams bare minimum that takes up 4 lanes. Well, 4 times 10, folks. There you go. There's your 40 lanes that are primarily used for high school bowling. This starts basically every match right around 3:30. Tends to go to about 6 o'clock, and then they got to quickly move out because all the leagues then come through and bowl right afterwards. So a good spare pickup there from Colby Moyer on the boys' side. Lily for the girls comes through, gets 6 pins. She's now sitting there at 77. So Lily will definitely get higher than her average. She averages about 71. She's already at 77. Here comes Chloe for the girls' side of things. Nice look, just a wiggle. It doesn't fall, but a good 9-pin pickup there for Chloe DeSerbo. She'll try to get that 10th pin here on her spare throw. See what Chloe can do here. Unfortunately, a little bit too far off the hip there. Be a gutter ball, but she does get a 9 there, so Chloe's going to come through with a 70 as well. So far, 77 and 70 at the top 2 pairings for Ellwood City. They're still sitting there real close, folks, just 40 pins back. Keeping this tight with Montour. First throw for Haley here, bending to the left side. She's going to have to try and get that 1-3 pocket on the right side and knock through here. That 2-handed throw there by Jonathan Main. coming through with a spare pickup there, I believe. And that was after Jonathan had a gutter ball. That's a great way to pick it back up. You get a gutter ball, come back, and get a spare. As we continue through, now up next is Briar McNeely. Two-handed bowl throw here as well. With that pink ball, unfortunately, just cutting it a little bit too tight there. He's going to have to lean a little bit to the left side. He's going to have to hit that 5-pin to the left. That's tough for a righty, folks, trying to come across your body. As a good pickup strike there from Becca for Montour, on the girls' side of things. Charlotte picks up where she left off in the early go, and she'll get another strike there. That's after she left the frame open with a 9, so 157 plus another strike and adding to it. She'll be heading here shortly to the 9 and 10 frame. Again, folks, if you're new to bowling, 10th frame there, you get 3 chances. You got to get a spare in the first 2 bare minimum to get that 3rd throw. If you leave the frame open, you are done after 2 throws, and that will be the end of that first match. And I think every once in a while this happens. I believe we're going to have our first reset of pins. That's awesome. Talking about resetting pins here, folks, that's the first time Ellwood has had to reset pins, and we've been open here for over an hour, so that's pretty nice. Those are some nice lanes. Got to give credit to Sims Lanes here, keeping things rolling through, no problem. Good spare pickup there for Montour's girls' side. That was Diana. She got a 9 and then a spare. She's sitting there with the anchor at 122. Pretty good start for her. So up next for Ellwood, that'll be Colby Moyer. Sitting there with two spares and a strike past 3 frames. Here's the bowl curling to the left, just misses. I believe he left there the 6-pin. Colby up over 150 pins so far, looking to pick up that spare. As the boys are getting close, they're real close to the 10th frame here in this game number 1. For the girls' side of things, up next is Lily Marthins, sitting there with a 77. Her first throw on this frame. Gonna bend a little bit to the left there. She'll pick up at least 1, if not 3 pins, I believe. Yep, she picks up the 4, the 7, and a little bit of the mix of the 6 as well. So 4, 7, 6. She's got a little tough one here coming with that 10th pin off to the right side. Gonna try and spin that one back there. Fortunately, gutter ball there for only off to the right side. She's still coming through with an 82. Again, her average is 71, so that number's going to go up for her, so that's good things for Ellwood. Going back over to the boys' side, Adam Zakelli, his run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikes in a row, fortunately comes to an end. He does get 9 pins. He'll be looking to pick up a spare here. Folks, he's going to crack the 200 mark here. We'll keep the focus on him in his second throw. He could be headed to that 10th frame over 200 pins. His game high is 236. So there is a window. There is a chance that Adam could beat that here in this first game. Nice spare pickup for Chloe here. She got 9 pins in the spare. So that'll give her technically 80 plus the next frame, as the girls are pretty much identically with the boys, about ready to hit the 10th frame. Bowl there from Haley. Comes in behind that 5 hole there. It's officially that 6 pin. She'll pick up 6 on her first throw as we're waiting on Adam Zakelli. Looks like we may have to reset that 1 pin. They've reset it, so he's going to be throwing here shortly for that spare on lane 6. Second throw from Haley, unfortunately a little far out to the right side there, so she'll have to settle for 6. She's sitting there with 80 through 9. Here's Zakelli's second throw, looking good, bending back. It's going to get that spare. So nice pickup from Adam Zakelli. He had a run there going pretty darn good. It's kind of hard to see on the far left of your screen there, but he had a spare to start, 7 strikes in a row. Comes back with another spare, and he's going to be heading to the 10th frame with 219 for Ellwood boys. Up next, that's going to be Brendan Allison on your left, Charlotte Eller on the right. Brendan's up first. There's his ball to the left there. Looks good. Misses the 10 pin. Charlotte Eller comes through and gets her strike. So back-to-back strikes here as Charlotte's going to look to close out her back end of her frame here. 2 strikes in a row, sitting there with that 157, obviously with 2 strikes to go. Second ball there from Brennan. Looking to close it. He does. He picks up another closed frame. So far, talk about consistency with Adam Zakelli and Brennan Allison. Closed frames across the board. 9 frames through for both of them. 18 closed frames. As it looks like the girls are about ready to hit the 10th frame. Boys are starting their 10th frame as well. Jonathan Main officially closes the book in the 10th frame. He'll finish with a 142 for Ellwood. We'll see what Breyer does here on his second throw. Pulls through, gets the spare, so we'll have to come back to see his third throw. So Breyer is up for the boys, and Lily's up. Here's Lily's first throw of the 10th frame. Coming through there on lane 7. Lane 5, there comes Breyer's. Breyer will finish there with 9 pins. 9 pins also for Lily. So we'll close out the 10th frame here. We'll go with the boys first here. Breyer, I want to say he officially finishes with... Once we get the please wait stop sign, there we go. Breyer will finish his first game with officially a 145. So Jonathan Main 142, Breyer 145. Lily closed her frame up with that 9-pin throw. Let's see what she finished with. She finished with a 91 officially. Chloe got 6 pins on her first throw, looking to try to pick up the spare right down through the middle here. There's a throw, looking good. Can it keep track? Oh, just cuts back and just missed that back corner pin. She's going to finish with a 9 in the frame 10, so she'll finish with 95 so far. So Lily with 91, Chloe with 95. Colby Moyer is left with a tough one here. He's got a split. Not sure what the numbers are from that far side, but it kind of looks like the 7-9 split in lane 5. Here's the spin. Does he have it? Yeah, he's going to have to settle for 1. Still important there for Colby to pick up that one pin. He'll finish, I believe, with a 183. So Colby right above his average of 180, sitting there with 183. So far for Ellwood, John with 142, Breyer 145, Colby 183. Haley with her second throw here, right down the middle. Does she get it? Oh, she gets 9. So far the girls have all settled for 9s in the 10th frame. Haley finishes with 89. So Lily with 91, Chloe with 95, Haley with 89. Yeah, we were taking a look at it. Basically, Adam is set up here indirectly. He can pretty much nail it in the coffin here. Adam Zakelli, his game high was 236. He's already at 239, so anything from here on out, he's already at his game high of the season. Indirectly, that would be what we consider a career high so far. So focusing on that 5th frame on the left side there. Comes through, misses one pin. So he'll look to close it out. He did get a strike. And the 9. So he's sitting there with a 239. We'll have to see what his second throw is. Charlotte starts her 10th frame, picks up the spare. So we'll keep tabs here on Adam. He's on that far left side here with the black ball. Here's his throw. His bowl comes through. Looks like it's going to be a spare. And a nice finish for Adam Zakelli. Mark it down, folks. We'll keep track of this. Adam Zakelli comes through. That's not only a game high, but it's also a career high. Let's see what he finishes with. He finishes with a 259. So that will definitely break and surpass his 236. His career high is a 236. Adam Zakelli comes through with a 259. So that's a good number there. Adam Zakelli averaging 175. A good number to pick up there for Adam Zakelli. Charlotte on the girls' side comes back with a spare and a 7. She'll finish with a 223. And her high so far in the season was a 256, so she was pretty darn close to that, but she's well above her average, so good finish there for the girls. So let's keep track here, folks. Let's do game 1 here, writing things down for the boys versus the girls. Boys are sitting there. They're still rolling through, so we'll keep track there. Girls for EC. Game 1 of 498. Keeping track of things here. Let's see, I think the boys officially closed theirs bowl out at 965. Montour girls come through with a 571. So the girls Montour team will pick up the 2 points. They're up 2-0 in the early going. They win 571 to 498, so they officially win by 73 pins. Girls kept it close. Give credit there to Charlotte Eller. She had a 223 to keep things in good pace there for Ellwood. 10th frame finishing here for Montour. Good try from Xavier. Unfortunately, he misses the spare pickup there. He'll finish with a 174, and that'll close the books here. Ellwood boys, 965 to 739. So Ellwood boys will go up 2-0. So officially game 1 in the books here, folks. From Sims Lanes, Ellwood boys victorious 965 to 739. And the girls, Montour picks up victory 571 to 498. So Montour girls up 2-0. Ellwood boys up 2-0, folks. We'll take a timeout. We'll take a break here. We'll let some ads roll through. Appreciate you guys tuning in to Ellwood City Sports. We'll come back for game number 2 shortly here on Ellwood City Sports. All right, folks, welcome back here to Sims Lanes in Beaver Falls, PA, down Route 19 here, just outside of Ellwood City, Pennsylvania. You're watching Ellwood City Sports here. Brad Windhorse for Ellwood City Sports. We're starting second games here for both the boys and the girls. Boys are in lanes 5 and 6. Girls are in lanes 7 and 8. So far, we're looking at a split here. Boys are up 2-0 for Ellwood. Girls are down 2-0 to Montour. And again, folks, it's senior night as we had our two seniors once again. Adam Zakelli along with Ethan Stoker. It was kind of a wig out and glass out night. We had the glasses out and the wigs there for both individuals. I guess the wigs were for Adam Zakelli. Got the long hair that's always in his face and his eyes, and then Ethan Stoker with the glasses. We've seen Ethan in the marching band as well, so we had a nice little talk and conversation in the fall sports. Alongside me right now is one of the coaches here, the assistant coach. That's Will Eller. Ellwood is coached by Will Eller, along with the head coach, Robin Hertzler, who's right to my left, and she has not moved.
Excitement for me is just, one, being able to feature these students who've come together this year kind of on a whim and very quickly, and then getting a chance to in some of their roles. But got it through. Very rushed season, to say the least, as far as getting things together. But as we wrap up the regular season here, I can confidently say we got a great group of kids who have really come together from both schools, as we have 7 kids from Ellwood and 7 kids from Riverside. So it's been a great year so far.
Good. And he went and mentioned, and it's tough because I can't even say it correctly. I'm so used to WPIBL, the WPIBL, the Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Bowling League, an organization that's been around basically, about the 70s, mid-70s? Yes. And keep things as we go and say one of our school board members, Miss Aunt Jean Beals. We had Mr. Sovich here, so it was great to see. We had a couple individuals here for the school board, again, being senior night. But that Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Bowling League, it's not something that's just made off the streets. It's been around for a couple years and fairly organized. And talk to us about that process. What did you have to actually kind of do to get that rolling?
Basically, we just had to prove that we had the ability to field a program. So, and then kind of pay the league fee for that. What's actually really cool about the league, and you have a school, is that you don't necessarily have to have a full roster of 5 boys or 5 girls in order to compete. So if you have one, they can come out and compete as long as you pay the league fee and get them on the scheduling and stuff like that. So we had the concept with Ellwood pretty well wrapped up in my head. Just from candidly, my daughter Charlotte, and some of the kids that are in the local youth league here at Sims on Saturday mornings. We knew we could get something going. Got that to those in the league itself, and just a matter of getting on the schedule, getting the team fees in, and had to do a lot of work for the co-op. Being that the WPIBL is its own identity. It's not a PIAA recognized sport yet. Those in the PIAA, please recognize it quickly.
Nice little plug.
Yes, please. So we had to go through, kind of their bylaws and their, acceptance in order to get the co-op approved. There's not a lot of co-op teams within the league itself. So us being able to do that was greatly appreciated from them. I think kind of the future of this thing in my head moving forward is at some point being able to hand both programs off to somebody. That way Ellwood has a team and Riverside has a team.
Yeah, and that co-sponsorship, like a lot of programs in the past couple of years for Ellwood and Riverside, it's the Rivell. It's great. We just had Rivell games last night and Monday night for basketball, and here we are sitting here where two teams that usually clash, the green and the blue, come together and support here for Ellwood City. Let's go and switch tabs here to the most important thing, the individuals that right in front of us, the boys and the girls that make up these two teams. And we talked about it. We do have a girls' team. Unfortunately, 4 members, so it's kind of tough to balance out that 5th individual on the opposing side of things. But give me a little bit of insight here for both the boys and girls. If you want to start with the girls first, and what is that team comprised of, basically?
The thought process, again, was trying to get my daughter, who's taken to this sport, kind of from the beginning, when she was young, just kind of getting her involved as much as we could. She's as I kind of bowl through my leagues and coming up, she's been right there alongside of me, and I kind of grown in the sport. So getting her the ability to compete in high school and giving her as she stares me down here, giving me just getting her out there to compete in what I would call a more collegiate level.
Yeah.
Bowling is a very individualized sport, but the goal for her is definitely to get to college. So how do we get the team aspect to her? So we put the program together with her in mind. Excuse me.
Yep.
And along the way, getting Riverside in, there's some members of the youth league here at Sims that we wanted to get them in for the boys. So getting the girls together was really just finding people that wanted to come aboard. So we have, Lily joined us, about halfway through the season to give us that fourth kind of member on the team. She's come in, again, brand new to the game, as well as Chloe and Haley. What's really cool, about the three of them is just them really just coming in and having fun with it. We want to compete. We want section titles and all those things. But as an early, coming back program, we just want to go out and have fun and learn.
Yeah.
And seeing the girls kind of come together and kind of learn each week, get a little bit better each week. I'm excited to kind of see an off-season program. Just coming out and having fun with friends and family, and kind of getting another year under their belts and getting comfortable. Kind of see where they'll be, here, next year.
Yeah, and that was something I was going to allude to. It is senior night. We had two seniors, and they were on the boys' side. So, youth on the girls' end of things, pretty much, if they want to, all four don't want to look forward to next year just yet. We still got a lot of things going on this year, but coming back next year, you got all four that could potentially come back and make headways yet again for Ellwood. So
yeah,
that's pretty nice there. And talking about Charlotte Eller, we were talking about her numbers. Sitting there with a 192.6 average. She's in the top, I believe, top 10 for the girls' side of things. She's had a game high of 256. She just came out with a 223, and a really good anchor for the girls' side of things going forward-wise. How about the boys' end of things? You want to talk about some numbers. There were some numbers already to have with Adam Zakelli today with a 259, a game-high average. How about the boys and how they're made up wise and comprised of? I see a good roster here on their side.
Yeah, I will say the roster for the boys really came together and really surprised me. I know a few of these individuals from the youth league here at Sims, and I kind of knew what we had with Brendan, Allison, and Adam Zakelli and Colby Moyer. So I knew we had a good foundation. I did not realize that that foundation was going to allow us to kind of compete in the sectional level as well as we did. Our only loss is to Blackhawk this year, who's a very stacked and loaded program. But seeing these kids come in and really take off against West A and Montour, Ambridge and Quaker Valley, just really not looking back against all those opponents here and away has been really, really strong. I mean, they just kind of put a butt whipping on Montour here. I think by 226 the first game. So they're coming around great. Brendan Allison was kind of the horse similar to Charlotte for the girls. I knew I had a good anchor. I believe he's a sophomore this year, so we have a couple years of him coming up, and then with Colby kind of leading the way there as well. We have a good foundation. John Main, our leadoff guy, has really taken to the sport. He's brand new to it this year. To see him, with a 161 average, 162, being brand new this year, is really remarkable to watch. We kind of that fifth spot, that kind of two-man for us has kind of been a little flexible for us. We have Breyer in there now. Ethan Stoker's come in and filled in remarkably for us for a couple games. Jackson Marthins as well has come in, kind of sparingly for that two-man spot, just kind of giving us a spark to get through a couple games. So we got a good foundation of 4 or 5 when we look to the future, we definitely have, 3 to kind of really grow on, 4 with John, and then, kind of that 5 spot, kind of seeing how where you are. I think we got a good 7. You need probably 7 or 8 really good horses to kind of have a good steady program. So we're halfway there.
Here once again with assistant coach William Eller as we look at the scores right now in game number 2, looking like a 191-196 edge here for Montour in the early going. But again, early going about the second or third frame of game number 2 for the boys. Girls side right in front of us here, 203 to 175. So things keeping tabs here in the second games here for both boys and girls. Let's switch tabs here to the 2 seniors.
Okay.
Talking about Ethan Stoker as well as Adam Zakelli. A little bit of youth. Did see some number 1s right beside their years with the team, obviously, this being the first year in that. But talk about their seniority and bringing that experience quickly as, like you said, this season has gone and progressed. Yeah,
Ethan's kind of led our kind of team 2, our junior varsity kind of team, just being kind of that vocal, kind of celebratory leader for us to kind of get us going. Apologies again, I'm still sick.
We've been both fighting similar things.
Yeah, I need a cough button on this thing. But being able to kind of come in to the main roster, the varsity roster, and give us a spark every once in a while has been kind of huge for the program. Just from giving us flexibility, and then just kind of the his celebrating and everything, kind of cheering for the group of guys. Adam, again, I kind of knew from the youth league that we had a very solid individual there. Very quiet individual as we started the program. We got him loosened up and get him going and get him smiling and get him going. You can just see his confidence grow and grow and grow. This is probably the most consistent I've actually seen him bowl. So I think the wigs were the charm.
I was going to say,
today.
going forward, maybe wigs kind of stay out a little bit here going forward. Again, folks, here at Sims Lanes, as we are covering match number 8 here for Ellwood City. It's Ellwood City versus Montour Spartans. The boys sitting there at 5-2. And, folks, the way that things are trending right now, if Ellwood would just win out from here going forward, as they should, they will be another team playoffs there, or a team that makes the playoffs as they take, I believe, the top 2. That being would be Blackhawk, obviously, in Ellwood City. And on the girls' side, we're continuing to still battle. They have won a couple points and a couple games there in the past, and they're keeping some good pace here with Montour and for Ellwood Wolverines. Let's switch things to a couple of things towards making money. Let's talk about the fundraisers. What do you got coming up, or a couple things that you've done so far this year and stuff like that?
Yeah, this has been a whirlwind for the program. Again, everything came very suddenly, very quickly to get this going. We've done some cool things. We actually hosted a note tap tournament here, a team note tap tournament here at Sims Lanes. Had 23 teams come in, and we did the whole. If you've ever been to a kind of a golf outing, we did the baskets, the raffles. Had all kind of stuff. Had a really good event, and very pleased with how quickly and how the attendance was for that event. I think we pulled that together in about 2.5 weeks. That was kind of our big start fundraiser for the year. I think moving forward, being able to plan that a little earlier and get and this is what I will go back and say, the community's involvement with this program has been just amazing to see. I mean, legitimately from me knocking on businesses' doors like, hey, we're building this program. I need, basically $400 to get the program in the door. State Farm, Mark Hassan, State Farm just handed me a $100 check. National Grind, Bob, just amazing support there, handed me some money. Young's Barbershop handed me a check for $100. Those kind of things that really get us in the door was how we got this started. Going back to that tournament, we raised probably a good third of our kind of funds for that tournament. But it's been a battle. the section that we got placed in, our travel's a little bit more than I kind of expected going in, being that our closest away match is 45 minutes away.
Oof.
So our busing's been a little bit kind of the major milestone to get through there. But I think we're in a good spot. We have 2 fundraisers currently, or one going on and one will be coming shortly. We have some Super Bowl tickets, raffle tickets that go off on Super Bowl Sunday, $20 tickets. I would say Charlotte, myself, and Brendan have sold probably 60 of those 100 tickets that we sold, or we're going to try to sell here. So if anybody's interested in that, just kind of let us know. We do have some tickets available still.
And I was going to say, you guys have a Facebook page, correct?
Yes.
That's a means of a way to contact you guys as well?
Yeah, definitely do the Facebook page. I think we're up to like 50 followers, something like that, which is pretty cool. Here at the start of the program,
we will promote that page. Don't worry,
and hopefully we're promoting you as well.
Good.
I will stop and
For
say
sure.
just because I have to do this,
boy.
since my mom is watching this on TV in Gulfport, Mississippi. Hi, Mom. Hi, Steve.
We get it.
Just
My brother's up in Vancouver, Canada, so every Friday night or whatever event we're doing, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got the Super Bowl squares, and we're going to do the old
Good.
candy bar fundraiser here within the next couple weeks to kind of get us through the edge of things. But I think next year we'll expand the tournament. I think there's no reason I can't fill this building with some things. And, you know, the raffle tickets have been something that really took off for us. I think next year we'll go to a $10 ticket and kind of, you know, sell, 500 tickets rather than 100, just kind of see where that goes. But all in all, again, the outreach of the community's been great. When we did the raffle, I mean, we had baskets from Fox Run, from Stonewall. Stonewall gave us a free 18. Shakespeare's the restaurant. Every business under the sun was giving us, kind of baskets to kind of donate with, which was really cool to see. I know, with the business climate everybody's in, them being able to kind of, help the program here has been greatly helped.
Good. So a lot of big things here for Ellwood City Bowling and a lot of fundraisers. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just Ellwood City Wolverines Bowling, or what's the name of the Facebook page?
I'm going to make me look. I believe it's.
I'm there with you.
I believe it's Ellwood City Bowling.
I want to see you're correct. I was just there today.
Ellwood City Wolverine Bowling.
Okay, so there you go, folks. Ellwood City Wolverines Bowling, and we'll promote that page. We'll share it on our end of things. Again, we'll put it on our website. We also have a website page as well, all these standings and results that you guys help share with us and keep us informed on things. We update them as much as we can, and we do appreciate you guys tuning in as much as we can. And we appreciate you guys helping us out whenever we ask for things. Hey, here you go, which is very, very nice.
Yeah, I definitely, it's been a great kind of cooperative here, between you and I, and I'm so thankful that you've been able to, kind of give us a little bit of publicity here and there.
Yep.
As we get the program rolling.
Got 2 more things for you. I'm going to put you on the spot times 2. Here's number 1. We're talking about the lady that's right in front of us. What's it like working with the head coach, Robin Hertzer?
Yes. I've known Robin for quite a couple of years, and Robin's actually the former coach for Blackhawk.
Oh, I did not know that.
We stole Robin from Blackhawk.
Sorry, Cougars.
I will say this program is not running with her. I love being able to help. I love being able to do the financial aspect of things. Mm-hmm. But with my job and responsibilities with that job, I can't always be the guy. She's come in, taken over, and we have worked very well together. I jokingly say, your team, I'll run the money, and that's kind of how it's been. And it's been great. She's done a great job with the girls and the young kids new into this game to build some confidence, to get them going and getting better every day. So very grateful to have her kind of take over here.
Okay, here's putting you on the spot number 2. Don't look to your right, but there's somebody sitting right beside you. What's it like working with, and getting frustrated with the Charlotte Eller?
I get to talk about you now. This has been really cool. So I this is probably the one sport that I can say I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick up a bowling ball until I was 22, and she's been with me every step of the way, every tournament, every league night, every practice session. Learning the game and being a part of the game. That includes, helping out on the Beaver County USBC board, local board. She's on that board with me. The cool thing about bringing her through this process is not only obviously giving her an opportunity to compete with a team, get better individually, have a chance to do this collegiately, but seeing her bring others up in the sport, youth bowlers, kid bowlers, just hearing her, kind of walk around here, some of the families that are here, and just kind of encouraging them to get better, and hey, let's, I can help you do this and help you do that, and that's been the most rewarding part about this is yeah, I love watching her come out and kick some butt and take some names and really turn some heads individually, but being able to see her bring others with her to better the game. I was telling the school board members here earlier. We hear nationally that bowling's a dying sport. It's not as popular as it was in the 70s and 80s on TV. They don't have the the TV rights deals and those kind of things.
We won't even talk about string pins and all that other stuff. We won't go there yet.
Bowling is alive and well in Beaver County. Our membership of the Beaver Valley USBC is one of the strongest in the areas. I believe we have more members than Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Our events locally, our tournaments locally that we do, over 40, under 40 tournaments, masters tournaments, our association tournaments we just set a record 2 weeks ago for our over 40, under 40 of 80 entries. That does not happen in other areas of PA. And so being able to kind of work with the youth and keep what's going well here, and you don't get that without good foundation of bowlers, good foundation of youth bowlers, and then I got to shout this guy out, a good foundation of ownership of bowling alleys. Dave Fisher's the owner here. I've known Dave since he took it over, and that guy has done nothing but support myself and Charlotte in this kind of growth in her game. Dave has a daughter, Becca Fisher, who went to school full time, with bowling scholarship, and having somebody like her, kind of mentor, Charlotte, as we get closer to thinking about college and those kind of things, has been really cool. And again, Dave just, the time on the lanes. I think Charlotte bowled 14 games yesterday. And that's just on her own. We won't tell you what she does in the summer. The girl grinds, and she loves the sport.
One way to do it.
Yeah, and she loves growing the sport, which is just as great.
Good. Again, here for LSC Sports, have assistant coach Will Eller. Going to get an update here. It looks like the Ellwood boys is kind of taking a lead here of about ballpark range. Looks like 448 to 393, and the girls are kind of tailing off here just a tad bit. They're behind by 80 as we hit a little bit past the halfway mark. We're in the 7th frame for girls, and it looks like the 6th frame for boys. Will, let's talk about some things coming up here. Let's talk about some dates and some hopefuls for Ellwood and Riverside with this co-sponsorship. I know you mentioned two individuals that are possibly right there for regionals, maybe states, and a couple of things coming up for the WPIBL.
Yeah, so we have our team championships right after the Super Bowl, boys and the girls. Unfortunately, the girls will not qualify. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But the boys, with today's results, should qualify and probably clinch today. With everything that's going on, which is cool. Give these guys another team atmosphere to kind of grow and get better, which will be really cool. Those are February 11th and the 12th down at Mount Lebanon in Pittsburgh. So you'll have, I believe there's 8 sections in the WPIBL. You'll have the top 2 teams from each section. So probably be Blackhawk, us, Newcastle guaranteed to make it. Not sure about Beaver Falls. Don't know who's second in that kind of conference or section next to us. They probably, don't have the horses to go down there and really make a run. But just being able to learn experience will help them, get through. The boys have really, put up a couple games.
Haymakers.
They threw a 9:30 out last week, which was huge.
Today they had, what was it, a 9:65 today.
Yeah. You throw a couple 9:65s out there, you're gonna compete in something like that. That Newcastle team is strong, and they are close, and I know those guys, and I love those guys. Those guys could compete for a state title if they get going. There's a couple horses on that team. Josh Pitzer, Jeffrey Natal, those guys can go. Jason Clare, really proud of seeing those guys come through here. That Blackhawk team's really good. Popovich, kind of leads that team, and kind of really excited to see kind of where they go as Charlotte packs another one in, and
get the turkey going there,
and kind of excited to kind of see that atmosphere and just kind of see how these boys kind of compete in an unknown thing. Actually, we do have the MAC tournament here at Sims on the 7th. I think we just now got the schedule for that. That'll be cool here. That'll be a little bit different kind of competition as they do a little bit of Baker's games. So how the Baker's games work is each individual will bowl basically 2 frames. So if you're looking at a roster now, John will bowl the first and the 6th frame, Briar will bowl the 2nd and the 7th, and so on and so on. It kind of just gives that, that's more of a collegiate feel. I think that's kind of how they do their matches. So it'd be cool to see. And then individually, the singles championships, which is a week later, so February 18th and 19th. Charlotte should qualify with that going away. The girls' averages across the league should be around 130. So anybody above that 130 gets invited in. And the boys, I'm not sure the exact average. It's either 170 or 175. I'll find that out. But we have three boys that are relatively close. Brendan Allison, our horse, should make that pretty going away. I think he's at 191, 192 right now. Colby Moyer very quietly is throwing some good games the last couple weeks and got up to that 180. Adam, as he kind of gets better, as putting himself into that run, and with today's first game and looking at the second game, he's going to raise that average again. So it's really cool to see these guys kind of respond. Because, I'm telling them, I'm letting them know where they're at. See how they respond and get ready for that kind of event.
Yep. So great things here for Ellwood City Bowling and whatnot, and the WPIBL. Talking about their results net, we'll have all that information on our website. We'll keep you updated with playoffs and stuff like that going forward. Whatever they post, we'll have for you folks going forward as we look forward to the back end of game number 2 here on senior night. Looks like, from the girls' perspective, it's 447 to 366 in favor of Montour. And then the boys have kind of taken the command here in that 6th frame, 545 to 469. So before we take a break, anything else from you, Will, about Ellwood City Bowling? Anything you want to mention? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you like to say?
I think I've kind of got them all out of my system, but just want to thank you again for the opportunity here and kind of what we've been doing together to kind of promote this program coming back. I know it has some history in Ellwood, and some of my bowling buddies, bowled on that. I actually graduated from Riverside. We didn't even have a team or anything like that, back in the day. So, kind of giving them those students an opportunity they wouldn't have has been kind of cool. So, just appreciate the public support.
Yep.
And other than that, thank you.
All right, folks. So there you go. What we'll do is we'll take a quick little timeout here. We'll come back and get the final scores for Game 2. We'll take another break, and then we'll wrap things up with Game number 3. You're watching Ellwood City Sports, WPIBL. I'm going to have to get used to that.
Yeah.
Bowling here at Sims Lanes. right, folks, welcome back here to Sims Lanes, and had a nice little conversation with assistant coach Will Eller, and we also had a off-camera good conversation there, talking about things going forward and a lot of things that WPIBL has done that has helped them out. And again, we do appreciate you guys tuning in, but more importantly, Sims Lane, owned and run by Dave Fisher. He's allowed us to do this, no questions asked, said, hey, come on in. And he's also helped us out with the free Wi-Fi exclusively to us, so that helps us out for streaming purposes. We're sitting here in game number 2 as the totals and the numbers start coming through here. As we look at our screen here, girls are officially in the 10th frame. Boys are about ready to start the 10th frame as we start getting totals here. Boys right now are in the lead, and convincing lead. They're up 780 to 610 right now. So it looks like Ellwood boys will go up 4-0, or in this case 2-0 on the docket. And then for the girls' side of things here, as the numbers start coming through, it looks like it's going to be Montour officially maintaining that about 150 pin lead here. But we do have some really good scores coming through for Ellwood girls. Talk about some numbers here, folks. I mean, this is outstanding. Let's get some numbers here. From the girls' side of things for Ellwood, Lily Marthins comes in with a 102. And, folks, yes, you can mark it down now. That is a career high for Lily Marthins. Her career high coming in was a 101. She matched or goes 1 pin above that. She now has a career high of 102. That'll help out her average for Ellwood. Chloe DeSerbo comes in with a 104. Her game high so far in the season was 141. She's kind of sitting there 1 pin above her average, so she's been very consistent today with that 104 score. Haley comes in with an 85. Couple frames there open at the end there, but she still keeps battling here for Ellwood City. She posts an 85. It comes down to the last couple throws here and last couple bowls by Charlotte Eller. She officially had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikes so far. She had a turkey in the middle in frames 5, 6, and 7. And she's on a roll here again. She's got 2 strikes in a row. We'll keep tabs here as she's going to be on your screen there to the right. She officially has a 176 in her first game of the night. She had a 223. Let's see what happens here for Charlotte. There's her bowl coming through. Fortunately, a little bit off of the pocket hole there between the 5 and, or the 1 and the 3. I believe she will pick up 7 pins there. So she left the, I want to say it was the right around the middle area there. So it looks like pins, I want to say 4, 2, and 5 off to one side here. Here's her second throw coming through. Going to backdoor. It's up and it's good. So that will be a spare there to finish for Charlotte after 2 strikes. Once again, wow, talk about consistency. A 223 in her first game. She comes back with a 223 in her second game. So 223, folks. Let's keep tabs there. That puts her now officially at a 446. So she is looking for a 600 series. She will need 154 pins. I don't want to jinx her, but I can almost guarantee you that 154 is going to be blown out. It comes down to whether she can get a series high. Her series high is a 648. So doing some quick math here, folks. She literally needs a 202 to match her career high series. Let's see if she could do that here going into game number 3. So for the girls' side, let's take and write down Ellwood's score here. Ellwood finishes with a 514. Montour will be finishing here. They've got the last frame to go. She's on your screen right now, and that's Diana for Montour sitting there with a 125. Good approach there. She knocks out 8 pins. Actually, she'll knock out 9. She leaves officially the 6 pin. See if she gets a spare there. We'll keep you updated on the boys' end of things here as they just started their 10th frame here. So checking in on Diana here for Montour. Here's her second throw. Curling in and knocks it down for the spare there. So she'll roll up to 144. She's got one more throw here, and that will officially close the books on the girls' end of things in game 2. Again, Charlotte Eller there with a 223 for Ellwood. Chloe and Lily both over 100s. Haley comes in with an 85. So a 514. Ellwood improves by 16 pins from game number 1. Here's the third throw for Diana. Curls in. Good throw there. Knocks down, I believe, 9 pins. So she'll pick up 19 there as well. Let's see what they post here as the please wait stop sign ends. Always got to like the drama there. They'll officially post a 700. So Montour comes through with a 700 to 514 victory. They improved by 129 pins, kind of back to where their average was. So they will officially go up on the girls' side going into game 3. They officially are up 4-0 going into game 3. So they will officially clinch this match. Now it just comes down to technicality of the third game to pick up 2 points and then total pins. Total pins right now are 1271 to 1012. So there's the girls' side. So Montour up 2-0. Now let's flip the tabs here to the boys' end of things as they hit the 10th frame here. Keeping tabs here for Ellwood. Jonathan Main comes through with a 141. On the flip side for Montour, Wyatt came through. I have to wait here a moment as the screen changes. Again, folks, when you're looking at your screen, you're going to be looking at lanes 5 and 6 on the left side there. All right, Wyatt came through for Montour with a 190. Wow, what a good score there for Wyatt. Jonathan Main with a 141. Second throwers for Montour. Alex had a 134. Breyer is working on his second grouping here. Had a strike his first throw. Here's his second attempt. That pink ball comes through. And another strike. So back-to-back strikes there for Breyer. He's going to finish strong here. He's got a 131, hoping and praying and going for the turkey possibly. Folks, you would be in for a treat. If I had my voice tonight and I was not a little bit under the weather, you would hear a turkey call that would probably scare pretty much everybody here. You got to get the turkey call. The fast action, 10 action. Pins falling down for Breyer. We'll see if we can get it here. 2 strikes in a row as he approaches the line. Toes it. Sets up his delivery. Here's the throw. Curling in, just a little bit outside edge, missing there, but nonetheless, a good finish by Breyer. Picks up 2 strikes and I believe 8 pins there, so we'll see what his score comes in at. Let's see what his score comes in as the please wait sign comes up. All right, Breyer will officially close his second game with a 159 for Ellwood, so they are continuing to maintain that pace. Good bowling action there. Chris went and finished on his frames here, the third bowler for Montour. He officially finishes with, I want to say that is a 158. So he had a 190, 134, and a 158 here so far for Montour. For Ellwood, a 141 and a 159. Up next for Ellwood is Colby Moyer. He's sitting there going into his 10th frame with a 172. And let's add to it, folks. He gets a strike bowl there in his first attempt of frame number 10. So we'll keep tabs here on Colby. As the girls go right into game number 3, you can see them on your screen on the right side here. So second attempt for Colby. Moyer for Ellwood here. Lane 6 with the black ball here. There's the toss. Looking pretty good. Going to come back into that pocket hole. Oh, just misses the middle pin there. I want to say that's pin number 5. Yes, it is. So we'll see if he can come back and get that spare. All right, here's the third attempt here in the 10th frame for Colby Moyer. Trying to get that spare, and he does. So a nice spare to finish there for Colby. We'll see what it tallies up. A nice bowling round there and group there. Game number 2, Colby Moyer comes through with a 212. And his game high is a 235, so that 212 definitely up there. His average is 180, so that'll help him out and help out his teammates as they go to the 4th bowler, which will be Adam Zakelli. He's been on a tear today. Folks, if you didn't catch the first game, he bowled a 259. Woo! To start the evening. It's a great way to do it on senior night. One of the 2 seniors here for Ellwood. So Adam Zakelli sitting there, strike bowl there the first time with a 195. Here's his second attempt. Comes through on lane 6 here, coming through. Good pocket toss there. See if that pin comes across. No, it does not, so it leaves 1 pin. And you guessed it, that's the middle pin there, pin number 5. Sometimes when you miss the pocket hole there, you try to hope and pray for that 1 pin to slide back from the left side to the right side and kick it. Unfortunately, it did not happen, so he'll have to settle for a spare potentially here to finish one out. So here's bowl number 3 for Adam. He'll go in and hit that spare. So Adam will close things out with a strike and a spare. He will post a 215. Again, that was right after a 259 in his first game. So let's tally it up here, folks. 259 plus 215. If we do the math correctly here, folks, it's a tough time. It is past school time, so we'll see. That is a 7, carry the 1, do a little bit of this and that. He's looking and staring at a 474. So if he tries to get a series high coming into today's matchup, Adam Zakelli, a 586. If you subtract the 474, folks, he needs a 114 in frame or game number 3. And again, don't want to jinx it, but I can kind of go on the record saying Adam Zakelli is going to crush that. Just needs 114 in game number 2. So, a little update here for the boys. Adam Zakelli finishes with a 215. So, Jonathan Main, 141. Briar McNeely, 159. Colby Moyer, a 212. And Adam Zakelli, a 215. For Montour, Harry just went and finished his attempts for 10th frame. He finishes with a 151. As we head to the last 2 bowlers for both teams, Xavier for Montour sitting there with a 139 and a spare in 10th frame. Brendan Allison sitting there with a strike and going for the spare to finish things. See if he gets it. He does. So a nice spare finish there by Brendan. He will finish with a solid 233. Wow. And, folks, yep, you guessed it. He went and matched his game high. So tonight, Ellwood City boys and girls through 2 games. Adam Zakelli, a game career high, 259, sitting there at 474, needing 114 for a series high. Charlotte Eller, a 223 and a 223, sitting there with 446. She needs a 202, and then she has a career high series. And now, we can add to it, Brendan finishes with a 233. That matches his career high total. So let's get some numbers here. It looks like for Ellwood, a 960. And for Montour, they officially finished with a 782. So 2 points for Ellwood, 0 for Montour. So it is officially a 4-0 lead for Montour in girls, 4-0 lead on Ellwood. And then for the boys, it's 4-0 lead for Ellwood on the Montour Spartans. So we're kind of going for a split here. That does officially mean that Montour will win the match for the girls' end of things. It just comes down to points and technicality. And then if you flip things to the boys' end of things, Ellwood does technically win today's match with 4 points already out of the 7. It just comes down to the last game, game number 3, and in total pins. And right now, looking pretty good for Ellwood on the boys' side. So, folks, they just started game number 3 here on both sides. So we'll take another timeout here, and then we'll come back and we'll stay on the air to finish things out, folks. We're in game number 3 of WPIBL Bowling. You're watching Ellwood City Sports. We'll take a break here going forward. All right, folks, welcome back to Sims Lanes here in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, as we are starting to hit the back end of this match. Local time, 5:45 p.m., and that means we're closing down. Most of these matches start about 3:30 and run till about 6 o'clock, so it's about a 2.5-hour event. When you're bowling 4 to 5 individuals in 3 games, that means 30 frames being thrown. It does take some time. But this game 3 is moving right along. The girls are in front of us right here to the right, lanes 7 and 8. They are in frame number 4. And then on the left side, you've got the boys that are in frame number 2. Couple substitutions here for the boys roster-wise. And checking out will be Briar McNeely. He'll take a break here in his 3rd frame for Jackson Marthins. So Jackson Marthins will check in, and have a feeling there's a little relation between Jackson Marthins and Lily Marthins, as they are, I believe, brother and sister. And then the other one, that's going to be the other senior, Ethan Stoker, is going to check in for Ellwood City. Ethan averaging 134, Jackson averaging 128. Ethan's going to come in for Jonathan Main, so that allows both seniors to finish this last frame out for Ellwood City, and it looks pretty darn good as we continue action here on LSC Sports. Things looking pretty good for the boys side. Girls side, the tough matchup again, folks. If you're new to Ellwood City bowling, Ellwood right now is bowling with 4 girls, and they usually compete against 5, which means they're down 1 body. But no matter what, they do enjoy it. Bowling, just like every other sport, I would say bowling is very comparable to golf. You've got your team matchups and your team playoffs, but you also have a big focus on individuals. So for Ellwood right now, Charlotte Eller with the anchor here doing some pretty darn good things for Ellwood. And she looks to continue her run. She had a 223 and a 223. She needs 202 to get her career series high. On the flip side, Brendan Allison, last game out, game number 2, he had a 233, which matches his game high. If you pair that up with what he did in the first part, he's getting really close to that 600 series. Adam Zakelli, senior night rendition for Ellwood, 259 and a 215. That totals 474. He needs 114 pins for a series career high, and that is very doable. Check that. Adam Zakelli and Charlotte Eller, good chances here to break series highs on the season. We'll do a shout out to Montour. We do appreciate the Montour Spartans faithful here kind of tuning in as well, and if not, you're going to go eventually back, and I know we gave out a couple cards tonight to a couple of the parents and a couple of the kids here, as they're definitely going to go back and watch this stuff on YouTube. We do appreciate Montour being a good sport and allowing us to kind of impede a little bit on their area here. If you've ever been to Sims Lanes, they got over 40 lanes, folks, and a couple of the matches, most of the high school matches are wrapping things up. I believe it's Beaver Falls is down on the other end of the alley that's pretty much left to go in Shenango. And that leaves Ellwood and Montour to be the last group here to finish things off. Big shout out to Sims Lane's owner, that is Dave Fisher. He's been doing this for 20-plus years for sure. Kind of that homegrown ownership there for Sims Lanes. We do appreciate them helping us out. And they host 5+ different teams every Wednesday. So it is a busy night in terms of high school athletics. All right, let's get back to the action here on the screens here, folks. Let's look at the girls first. They're in the 5th frame already. Lily at the top there for Ellwood City. So we tried to pick things up there. Wait for the screen there. Yep. Lily's sitting there with a 42. Chloe comes in right now at the 5th frame with 43. Haley's up at the line right now, sitting there with a 44 plus the 6, trying to pick up her spare. She does have a split up there. We'll see what she can do here. Comes a bowl. It's bending a little bit to the right. We'll see if she can kick it. Nope, just gets the 1 pin there. So she'll come in with a 7. So 51 pins so far for Haley. Charlotte Eller there continuing her close frame approach. 2 strikes, 2 spares, sitting there with 68 as she goes up to the line. For Montour, Briella comes in with a 33 right now with 2 strikes at the top there. Julian comes in with a 53 in Game 3. Judy with 47. Becca is at the line right now, and I believe she just picked up her spare. Yes, she did, so she'll have a 76 plus that spare. And then Diana's sitting there with a spare. She had a split in frame number 3, and then she has a spare right now, so she's sitting there with 45 plus whatever off the spare. On the boys' side of things starting to stack up here for Ellwood. They are in the lead in the third frame, 211 to 209. John is sitting there with 26. John, that would be officially Ethan Stoker. So Stoker sitting there with 26 at the top. Breyer was replaced by Jackson Marthins. So Jackson has officially a 48. Colby Moyer comes in with a 40. Adam Zakelli with a 39, I believe. And then Brennan Allison with a 28. Those bottom 3 individuals, 3 strikes in a row. Couple corrections there for Montour on the boys' end of things. Got to give props to Sims Lanes. The time that we've been here, we officially have hit the 2-hour and 45-minute mark of streaming, and we have seen them reset pins just 3 times, and 2 of them was based off of a 10th frame. So that is pretty good job there by Sims Lanes, making things roll right through, and pretty easy keeping track of things. Again, folks, that's Ellwood versus Montour here. Ellwood comes in with a 5-2 record on the boys' side, which they officially have won today, so they'll improve to 6-2. And if all things go well throughout the rest of their season, they should clinch the 2 seed for team playoffs, and that means they'll be one of 16 teams that will play at the WPIBL Team Championships. That will be on Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, down at AMF Mount Lebanon Bowling Lanes. So that'll be a pretty neat trip there for the boys. The girls, unfortunately, are officially going to lose today. They'll fall to 0-8, but they've been battling pretty tough. For Montour, they will improve. They've got a tough schedule here with Blackhawk involved there and a couple teams there as well, like Ambridge and Quaker Valley. They're sitting there, I believe, 4-4. So we'll see what Montour can do to finish things out. I would say that the second place team playoffs is unfortunately out of the picture, but they've got a couple individuals here that could definitely make some leeway going forward. Check to see what the schedule is next for Ellwood City. Again, folks, you can check out all the stats and results and everything on our website. If you go to Ellwood City or ecwolverines.com, go to Winter Sports, go down to bowling. Up next for Ellwood City, next Wednesday they are at Quaker Valley. After Quaker Valley, they take another trip to Ambridge, so they'll be at Ambridge, and that's how they will close things out. So they got Montour, Quaker Valley, and Ambridge. And depending on how things play out, with Ellwood boys beating and defeating Montour today, Montour will fall to 4-4. Ellwood will finish 6-2, which pretty much means the head-to-head with Montour, they're 2-0. They will officially clinch playoffs. Yeah, we can actually say that and go on record. After today's match, when this goes officially final, Ellwood will be the number 2 seed in the Southwest boys standings, and they'll clinch playoffs with Blackhawk. On the girls' end of things, gotta wait and see how things work out. My apologies. Girls' Montour team is actually 7-0. My apology to Montour. I was definitely thinking of West Allegheny. My apologies. Montour is 7-0 on the girls' end of things. So with their victory today, they will go 8-0. That will pretty much clinch them the first seed, albeit they do have Blackhawk still with only 1 loss, that being the Montour. So those 2 teams will eventually have to play one more time of their last 2 remaining matches. But do apologize, Montour undefeated 7-0 on the girls' end of things. Once you get into the championships, that will be once again 11th and the 12th, and then the singles championships The individuals, the boys will be the 18th of February, and the girls will be the 19th. Again, all things at AMF Mount Lebanon down there in Washington Road down in Pittsburgh. Check-in is at 1 to 1:15, so mid-afternoon schedule there. We do have a programming update. We'll keep you guys apprised here right before we close out tonight. Boys basketball is in action tomorrow night. They will be girls will be in action for basketball tomorrow night at New Brighton, 6 o'clock. We'll post the huddle link for New Brighton on that one. We'll keep you updated with scores and results and standings there. And then Friday night, the boys will be down at New Brighton. We'll post the huddle link for that as well, so we can keep records and stats and standings and results there. Both Ellwood girls and boys basketball teams in action on Monday and Tuesday. The girls unfortunately lost to Riverside. The boys defeated Riverside last night, so a big victory there for the boys and things. As we continue to pick things up here. The big program update, or the schedule update, Saturday. Ellwood was scheduled to take on Carlinton down at North Hills at 12 o'clock. We'll take the good with the bad. The bad is the game is now scheduled for 4:30 in the mid-afternoon. Here's the good, folks. If you're an Ellwood fan looking to make that travel, you don't have to go as far. The game has been officially moved to Ambridge High School, just like it was against Thomas Jefferson. So Ellwood versus Carlinton, Saturday, 4:30 at Ambridge High School. We will not be live streaming that, but we will be doing stats, so a little bit closer, 45-minute drive there for Ellwood boys non-section game, the PBC Hall of Fame Classic on Saturday. And I believe, if I'm correct, if we go and look on YouTube here, and if we go to Lawrence County, Lawrence County Sports Network, I believe they will be covering, yes, they will. They do have coverage of tonight's big wrestling matchup. We'll talk about that going forward tomorrow if we get some results. 6 o'clock, they are going to start the Laurel versus Ellwood City Section 5 2A bout between Ellwood and Laurel wrestling teams. That is for playoffs, basically. Laurel can basically clinch playoffs with a victory. Ellwood could potentially clinch playoffs with a victory. So whoever wins that matchup will take home knowing that they will officially be one of the two teams that make it for playoffs. So again, that'll be on Lawrence County Sports Network. That will be starting in about a minute or two. All right, let's get some score updates here for both teams. The girls are about ready to start frame number 7. The boys are on frame number 5. For the girls, Lily is sitting there with 45. She got the spare there, so that's a big pickup with the spare. So that spare there will put Lily at 55 plus the spare on the next frame. Chloe's sitting there with 50. She's up at the line now. Haley is sitting there with 51 and a spare. Charlotte, one of the very few times it's happened, she has an open frame in frame 6, but she is sitting there with 114. Ah, nice. There you go. Chloe DeSerbo with a strike. So she'll be sitting there 50 points plus the strike, and then whatever comes in the next 2 frames on top of that, or the next 2 sections. So up next is Haley Hardisky. Sitting there with 51 and the spare. Let's see what she comes up with here. Bending a little bit to the right there. Unfortunately, kind of slipped out of her hands a little bit. Looks like she'll pick up, I believe, I want to say 4 pins there. No, she got 5. So she's sitting with a 66. We'll see if she can pick up the spare here. It's tough. That 7th pin is off to the left side of your screen there. It's kind of hanging out to pick up that spare. Here's the approach by Haley. Bending to that left side, just not enough at the last second. She will hit that 7 pin, which is pretty nice. She'll come through with 3, so she'll finish with 8. She's now posting a 74. Solid night here for Haley. sitting there in the 7th frame with 74 points. On the boys' side of things, we pick things up once again. John is being bowled by Ethan Stoker. Ethan sitting there at the top there. He's got a spare sitting there at 34 with the spare. Then you've got Breyer. Breyer is replaced by Jackson Marthins. He's sitting there. Jackson is sitting there with a 76. Colby's with a 74. Adam is sitting there with back-to-back strikes. He's up at the line now. We'll focus on him. He's got 39. And then Brennan in the anchor's position with a spare at 48. So we'll pick up lane 6 here. That's Adam Zakelli for Ellwood. Here's his approach with 2 strikes in a row, looking for the 3rd. Bending gets 9. It's better than what the split would have been, but good bowling here tonight for Adam Zakelli. Again, Adam Zakelli needed 114 pins. He's got 2 strikes and a 9. If he picks up the spare, he's going to be looking pretty darn good. He may get real close to the 100 pin mark here in about frame number 6. So good pickup spare there by Diana from Montour's girls team. A bunch of spares in a row. She's got closed frames as well. After that open first frame, she's got a spare, a split, spare, 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 spare. Good stuff for Diana. Adam Zakelli officially sitting there with, unfortunately, a gutter ball there on that 1 pin. He's got 96 in frame 5, so he's basically about 18 pins away from getting a series high on the season. As Brendan is up there, bowling right now for Ellwood. Ball comes through, takes out 8 pins there, leaves 2 behind. Let's see if he can pick up these 2 pins. On the right side of your screen, that is once again Chloe to Serbo. Bending a little bit to the left. She, I think, picks up 9 pins. Yep, she picks up 9. She left the 1 pin right up front. So true. Robin, the head coach here for Ellwood, spoke it true. If you missed that 1 pin, folks, a lot of times you used to owe people money. You used to owe 50 cents to people if you missed that 1 pin. Let's see if Chloe can get it here. There's the ball looking good. Bending a little bit to the left. Oh! Pushed it a little bit to the left there. She'll leave the 1 pin behind, but Chloe coming in. Solid 78 so far here in frame number 8. So Lily was 65, Chloe was 78, Haley was 74. Charlotte sitting there with a 114. Again, folks, if she can get a 202, that would be a series high tonight. She had a 223 and a 223 in those first 2 games. So up right now, I believe, is Haley Hardisky, coming in through 21 games played. She's averaging about 97 pins. High was a 126. The series high is a 322. She's sitting there with a 74. She took down 7 pins, looking to pick up this spare here. It's kind of in a row there, 3 pins straight on. Let's see if it bends hard enough. Just missed it. Just a little bit to the left there. So 7 there for Haley. She'll come in with an 81 in frame number 8. So up at the line now for Ellwood on the girls' side. That's Charlotte Eller, sitting there with a 114. Had a spare last time out. Looking to add to it. She does. Nice bowl there. Hit that pocket hole pretty well and gets the strike. So back on track there with a 134 going forward. Frame number 9 coming up next. On the boys' side of things, keeping track here. Boys for Ellwood right now sitting there. Actually, let's go with Montour first. Montour right now in game number 3, a 390 compared to Ellwood's 376. Ellwood will have to pick up the pace just a slight bit to see if they can close out the book on Montour here and possibly go 7-0. Girls pin right now, it's 505 to 378. Got to give credit to this Montour team. They have bowled pretty well, and they posted a 571 in their first game, which was pretty darn good. They come back and bowl a 700. And there you go. Diana gets a little cheer from the crowd here. She finally picked up the strike that she's been wanting. She had spares, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 spares. The past couple of frames there with a couple strikes, she's been looking pretty good. Only 1 open frame so far for Diana. That 1 split. All right, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to take one last time out here. We'll let things kind of build a little bit of drama here. We hit the 10th frame here shortly. You're watching Ellwood City Sports. We'll take one more time out. We'll come back, wrap things up for game number 3, and then we'll close out the book here on senior night. You're watching Ellwood City Sports, Ellwood City versus Montour Bowling. All right, folks, welcome back here to Sims Lanes in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, as we get things ready to go to wrap things up here on the girls' end. We are about ready to start the 10th frame for Ellwood City. Montour has already started theirs. So Ellwood 10th frame will be on the left side here. Starting us off in the 10th frame is Lily. So her first bowl there on the first opportunity was an 8. She'll have to hit the 4-pin into the 7-pin on the left side there. She did have the spare ahead of time, so she's sitting there right now with a 103. So a really good night here for Lily. Been averaging 71 pins, sitting there with a 103. Looking to get an extra toss here. It's possible. It's bending. She picks it up. A nice spare there from, once again, Lily Martins. She's going to get one more throw here. Guaranteed the 113. We'll see if she can add a couple more to it. Good pickup there from Adam Zakelli on the left side there. All right, here's the second throw and the opportunity here, sorry, the third throw, 10th frame for Lily. She approaches, sitting there, I think, officially with a 113. Unfortunately, she felt that one kind of hit. Unfortunately, it cut her ball as she smiles. But either way, a really good finish by Lily Martins. Again, came into tonight's action a 71 and finishes with a solid, I believe that's a 113. And that is officially her highest. So not only did she go from 101 to a 102, folks, she goes to a 113. That's her high game of the season and her career. Good stuff from Lily Martins. All right, up next for Ellwood City, that'll be Chloe DeCerbo. She had a strike last time in last frame. See what she does here. She takes out a couple pins here. I think she's going to split it. She went for 6, so she's going to be left with 4. She's left with the 1, the 3, 8, and 9. So kind of a split. Well, I shouldn't say split, but right down the middle, 4 pins here. Looking to pick up that spare. She had the strike and the 6. So that should put her at 100, depending on what she gets here on top of it. That toss there looks pretty darn good. Bending. Oh, just a solid rock there behind. Unfortunately, the last pin does not fall. But either way, a good finish with a 106 for Chloe DeCerbo, which is right around that average of 103.3. She's been there all night long. Pretty good night here for Chloe DeCerbo, over that 100 mark in all 3 games. Up next is Haley Hardisky. First toss there, unfortunately, missing is knocked down, I believe, 3 pins. Come back smiling, knows she's got to correct it here. Sitting there with 91 pins. I'd like to see her possibly try and get this pickup of the spare. Let's see if she can do it here. Haley came in averaging 97 pins, so this is big for her. Let's see if she can do it. That's a good toss there. Maybe got to bend sooner. Oh, just missed the front pin there. Unfortunately, she'll have to settle with 5 there. So she finishes that one with 96 for Haley, which is right around her average of 97. She was there all night long, doing a pretty good job there in that third spot for Ellwood City. That'll leave us here with Charlotte Eller sitting there with a 134. She will have to get a strike 9, I believe. Our good friends, I think down in Mississippi, reaching out to us, telling us what she needs, and there's the first strike, so keeping things all cool and collective. That'll put her total to 164. As we get a little look back here by head coach Robin, she looked right at us. Gotta love the drama to finish this. Both coaches here for Ellwood. Just kind of a little nervous for looking here. I know Will's right to our left, and he's trying to keep some pace here to kind of see what Charlotte can do here. Again, she needs another strike and at least a 9. Let's see what she does here. It's bending. Ooh, it stays up on the 10-pin. Oh. That 1 pin stayed up. If it falls, she needed a strike 9. That'll put her at 193 now officially. So let's see what she closes out with. Right now, that's 19 and a 9. So what is that? I think she's going to get the 200 mark. So that'll officially close the book on Charlotte. She'll finish with a spare, I believe. So a 213, and that's another big number. So 223, 223, 213. And, folks, that is a series high now officially. She will finish with a 659. So that is now a series career high. I believe that is a 659. So she just topped her career series high. So good stuff from Charlotte Eller. 223, 223, and a 213. Nonetheless, that'll close the books on the girls' end. They finish with a 528 and a 667. So Montour will go 2-0 in the last frame. They'll go to 6-0, and they will take the total pins. Total pins was 1938 to 1540. So Montour will win the girls' match 7-0. Montour will stay undefeated, folks. They are 8-0. They clinch playoffs. As one of the two teams, it just comes down to whether or not they're the 1 seed or the 2 seed. They still have one more matchup with Blackhawk, but they do win 7-0. So our attention now will slide to the boys, and what we'll do is we'll kind of kick this a little bit to the left and see if we can get in frame here. The boys matchup. So we'll focus on the boys. Ellwood is, let's see, the boys are about finished with the 8th frame, so they got the 9th frame and the 10th frame to come forward. Right now the score is 553 for Ellwood, 561 for Montour. So this is going to come down to basically the ending here, 10th frame. Ethan Stoker, one of the two seniors up at the line there. Gets a solid 8 there, looking to potentially try and go for a spare here shortly. Again, folks, if you're looking forward to wrestling has just officially started on Lawrence County Sports Network. Laurel and Ellwood. You can check that out once we wrap things up here in probably the next 15 to 20 minutes. Good spare pickup by Ethan Stoker there in that 8th frame. See here if I can get a little update here. Ethan Stoker, he's bowling for John, so Ethan's coming in there with that spare 73. So right now 83 plus whatever he gets in the 10th frame going forward. Up next, replacing Breyer was Jackson Marthins. So that was Jackson's throw there. I believe he got a 7. Yes, he did. He left the 3, 6, and 10 pin. He's sitting there with a 101 in the 9th frame, looking to possibly pick up a spare here. Here's Jackson's second attempt. Bending, gonna hold. Yes, it does for the spare pickup. Nice spare pickup there by Jackson Marthins. He'll be going into the 10th frame with the spare as well with a 114. Sorry, 101. Up next with the 114, that is Colby Moyer. Colby averaging right around 180. Struggling just the slightest bit in this last frame. Folks, when you're doing 3 games, 10 frames, that's 30 frames, it does take a toll on you over time. A lot of stress on your arm, your hip area, and your legs. Got to keep that routine and repetition going. See what Colby can do here with that 114 spare. Looking pretty good there, bending back through. Just missed a pocket there. He'll get 8. So he'll leave 2 here. He'll have to try and pick up that remaining 2 with a spare. So there's second attempt here. Towing line is Colby Moyer. Left the 2 on the left there. See what he can do. Bending looking pretty good there. It's going to fall right in. Boom. Spare pickup there for Colby Moyer. So back-to-back spares. He will go into that 10th frame with a 132 with the spare. So we'll see what he can do as we get really close to the end of things here. We are in the 9th frame, halfway through it. Looking to wrap things up. Montour boys are up right now 600 to 592. So this is a tight finish here for both teams. One thing that you can always say about bowling and Sims lanes, you're going to have some really darn good music. Up next is Adam Zakelli. He misses that one wide completely, but he gets away with it, and he kind of shrugs it off. He's like, well, I'll take it. He got 8 pins out of it. Being a little tough on Adam here. He's had one heck of a night. He had a 259 career game high in game 1 on senior night nonetheless, and then followed up with a 215. He needed a 114. He's cruised that. He's going to crush his high series on the season. His high series was a 586, and he is already, 18 pins over that. He picks up the spare, so that will continue to go on. He's sitting there with a 155 and a spare. So the top 4 bowlers here for Ellwood, all spares going into this last frame, something that you definitely want when you're 8 pins behind. Good bowling action there for Brendan Allison. The anchor comes back with a strike. Oh, big strike there nonetheless. So he'll roll in to the 10th frame with a 121 and the strike. So all closed frames here for Ellwood. That'll give them the advantage going into the 10th frame. Montour unfortunately left 1, 2, 3 of their 5 open. All right, so we flip lanes here. So lane 5, 10th frame for Ellwood. Starting off there, I believe that is Ethan Stoker. Looking to close it out. He'll get the 1 pin there on the split. So Ethan Stoker comes in with a 99. He'll close out with a 99 in his 10th frame. A big pickup there from Montour, who unfortunately left him hanging. We'll see if he turns and gives him a high 5. Yes, he does. And now he does it a couple times, so he'll make up for that one. Give credit to Wyatt there. A big strike in his 10th frame. Jackson Martins on that far lane, number 5. He had a 7 there with that spare ahead of time, so he's sitting with a 118. He's going to try and pick up that spare for Ellwood. Let's see what Jackson Martins can do here. I believe that is straight in line, so that would have been the 247, and he picks it up. He picks up the 247 spare, so he'll get 1 more toss here in the 10th frame. On the flip side, Wyatt had that strike and a 9, so he's going to try and close this out with a spare. I believe he left the 9 pin in lane 6 here. Wyatt does pick it up. So Wyatt's the first score in on Montour's end with a 146. That's a good number there for Montour. Jackson Martins comes back with a strike, and that's a big one. So Jackson Martins, he'll finish with a 138. So Ethan Stoker, 99. Jackson Martins, 138. Wyatt a 146 to start things off in the 10th frame for Montour. Good bowl there and a strike by Alex. And he'll go and add the 128 with the strike. On the far side there is Colby Moyer. He comes back. He'll get 8 out of the 10 there. He'll leave, I believe that is, the 6 and the 10 pin. So he'll have to try and pick up that spare to keep things rolling here. This is going to be really tight to the end, folks. Ellwood right now, obviously with the extra 2 frames, 691, Montour 658. So this is going to come down to the end. Here's Moyer's second toss here, trying to pick up the spare. Is it going to hold? Yes, it does. Good spare pickup for Colby Moyer. Alex's second throw here after that big strike. Fortunately, he's going to cross the line and fall forward. He'll take down, I think, 8 pins. He's going to have to split it. Fortunately, he does cross that line, so I'll have to kind of change things there a little bit. Yeah, right. Colby Moore now comes to the line. His third and final throw of this 10th frame. We'll see what he could do here. There's toss in lane 5. Goes through, looking, sweeping good. It's a strike there to finish for Colby Moyer. He'll finish, I think, officially with a 170 coming in that 10th frame. So a good opportunity here in that third middle pairing, that third person for Ellwood. 170 for Colby Moyer. So Alex, with crossing that line, will forfeit that opportunity. He'll get one more with the strike here. We'll see what he can do here. Better toss this time. It falls through. It's going to miss the front pin, but he'll, I believe, pick up 8 more. So let's see what they do here. Alex will officially finish with a 146, so he matches Wyatt with a 146. Adam Zakelli bowling there on the left lane there. I believe he picked up a 9. I want to say he left the 9 pin for Ellwood. Adam Zakelli sitting there with a 174 looking to close this out. He'll try to pick up that spare. Ellwood ahead by 60 pins. Things looking a little bit better for Ellwood, albeit they are 1 bowler ahead. Let's see what they can do here. Zakelli with his bowl here, bending. Unfortunately, doesn't come back over, and that's going to cost him a little bit. But nonetheless, another good bowl there for Adam Zakelli, a 183. So he goes 259, 215, and a 183. We tally those up, folks. He finishes with a good round there of, I want to say, a 657. So that will burn his series high of 586. He comes back with a 657. Woof. And that almost matches Charlotte tonight. Charlotte Eller had a 659. Adam Zakelli comes back with a 657. So good stuff from Adam Zakelli with the series high. Oh, good split opportunity there for Chris. Unfortunately, he doesn't hit that last pin there. Chris will finish with a 143. Tell you what, these boys from Montour, 146, 146, 143, very consistent across the board. Looking into that final frame, that will be Brennan Allison, the anchor all season long for Ellwood. He has a strike going in that 10th frame. He's going to take a little bit of time here with that 121. I think we're going to kind of wait until everybody's done to the last frame opportunity here. Add a little bit of suspense. I believe that was a good strike there by Harry. So he'll have 100 or 111 plus the strike. See what he could do here. Totals are 721 to 692. Very tight. I like this drama by Ellwood City. Wait until everybody's done to the last bowlers. Fortunately, a miss there by Harry. So no strike there, but
Just so you know, this is his highest ever for both.
yeah,
both
and
series
I tell you what, 659 for Charlotte is 657.
well, that's his highest ever, and so is the 259.
Wow. What a great night here for Ellwood Bowling. Adam Zakelli, a 259 career game high, a 657 series high, and Charlotte Eller with a 659 series high. And on top of it, Lily Marthins set her career or game high with a 113. So some big numbers being thrown around by Ellwood Bowling tonight. So we've now finished. Harry finishes with 131. So we head to the 10th and final person. Brendan Allison versus Xavier. 124 to 121. Total pins right now is 721 to 702. A 19-pin lead for Ellwood. Here goes Xavier. His first toss looks good. It falls. Xavier gets the strike in the 10th frame. Nothing like a little drama at the end of the match. Xavier's going to toe the line here. Looks like he'll take his second opportunity here before Brendan. Here's his toss. Second attempt, 10th frame. Bending, just missed the pocket hole. He leaves two. So see if he can pick up that spare. Brandon Allison on lane number 5 here. Let's see what he can do here. There's his first attempt. Nothing but net for Brendan Allison. A big strike, and that's back-to-back strikes. So Brendan will be looking for the turkey. Second attempt here in 10th frame. Xavier's third and final throw here looks good. He'll pick up the spare, so Xavier will officially finish with a solid 172. And folks, we don't need any more drama. You guessed it, Ellwood will officially win this one. They are ahead 741 to 740 as Brennan just misses the turkey. He will leave the 9-pin behind. But all things look good as now Ellwood is ahead 759 to 740. One more toss tonight, and we'll close the books on bowling match number 8. Here's Brendan's toss, final toss here. Bending looks good. He'll pick up the spare at the end. So Montour finishes with 740. Ellwood will officially finish with 760. So 2 more points for Ellwood. They will go 6-0. And in total pins here tonight, 21, I believe it's 2161. Let's see what the total pins, what was their total pins for boys? I got 2160, and then who? How about Ellwood?
2685.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 2865. So Ellwood boys 2865. Montour boys 2161. So that means another point for Ellwood. So Ellwood will go 7-0 on the boys' end. So 7-0 Ellwood, 7-0 Montour tonight. A big night, folks. We talked about it all night long. Let's recap here. Charlotte Eller, a 223, 223, 213. She sets a new high series at 659. The opposing side, the boys' end, the senior, Adam Zakelli, not only does he set a series high with 657, gets very close to Charlotte, but he also sets a game high of 259. So another big number there along the way. Brennan Allison had a good game number 2. He tied it with a 233, so he led a good anchor management there, charm at the back end, also with a 170. Also on top of it, not only did Adam Zakelli break his game high, series high, Charlotte set the series high. We can't let out Lily Marthins, who not only set her game high with a 102, she then topped it in game number 3 with a 113. That's going to help her average of 71. Nonetheless, Montour does stay undefeated 8-0. Ellwood boys will improve to 6-2. So there you go, folks. Final results there. We'll tally up the results. We'll get some stats, the result standings as we progress going forward. We'll get a little bit more information from head coach Robin Hertzler as well as assistant coach William Eller. You can always check out all the results, standings, and everything on our website, www.ecwolverines.com. Once again, folks, final results. Girls 7-0 Montour, boys 7-0 Ellwood. On behalf of Ellwood City Sports, Brad Windhorst, alongside my dad, I hope you guys appreciate it tonight. We had a really good time as we wrap things up here on senior night. Again, Ellwood back in action next Wednesday at Quaker Valley at Fair Oaks Bowling Lanes. Okay, we'll have all those results as they progress. Our next broadcast will be sometime next week. Girls basketball is in action tomorrow at New Brighton. Boys Friday night at New Brighton. And then boys basketball Saturday, game changed 4:30 at Ambridge High School. Once again, for Ellwood City Sports, good night, folks, and we'll see you next time here on Ellwood City Sports.